This is the Phillies POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Locked On Phillies POSTCAST on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. We're going to start it off with something we haven't started off with in a while, and it's three big things. Number one thing, Rob Thomson. Adorable effort. This was cute. Little jostling of the lineup. Bryson Stott at the top spot. Hell, you know what? I would love to have this lineup every night. I hope this is the lineup that succeeds. And then they proceeded to get shut out. Way to go, boys. I understand that you got in at 3:45 in the morning. I don't care. The offense was struggling before you had an 11-inning affair involving a 2-hour and 45-minute rain delay. So I don't care that you got into St. Louis for an 8:15 start time at 4:25 in the morning. I don't care. This offense, the problem is it looked the same. Oh, my goodness, great. They got in at 4:25 in the morning. Oh, that's terrible. Well, how did they look the same? They looked exactly the same. Swinging early in counts, not being patient at the plate, just missing fastballs out over the middle of the plate. Didn't notice any difference. That early stuff is no excuse whatsoever for the Phillies' performance today. 3:40, arrived at 3:40 in the morning, and they go on to have a very similar offensive output that we have seen. The only big difference here is no home run, and they were shut out for the first time this season. But in terms of approach to the plate, it was all the same stuff. And you know what? If you look at the lineup today, taking a look at what Rob Thomson put out there, I saw the lineup, and my first thought was, okay, all right, let's stick with this for a while and see how it works. Of course, in round one of this new lineup installed, they get shut out. Just 3 hits in the game in total. Bryson Stott's the leadoff spot. Trea Turner, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, Max Kepler, Alec Bohm, still in the 7th spot. Brandon Marsh, 8th, and Rafael Marchand coming up there, batting out of the 9-hole. They just were awful. Absolutely awful. And Andre Pallante did a great job tonight, keeping guys off balance. But there was one particular instance, and this moves me on to number 2. Alec Bohm. Now, 0 for 17, 0 for his last 17, came into tonight batting .097 in his last 31 at-bats. So, as we talked about yesterday, absolutely worthy of being demoted in the order. So, has it done anything for Alec Bohm? Here's the situation I look at when it comes to Alec Bohm in particular in this game. There was an at-bat that he had, I want to say it was in the middle of this game, where he decided to hack at a first pitch. And it was a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. So he went up there, I assume thinking first pitch fastball, executed his swing, and was late on a scorching, blazing, damn near record-setting 92-mile-per-hour fastball. He was late on, not early, where, he could belt it into the left center field gap. He could belt it into the left field stands there. Maybe, is it still Big Mac land? I don't even know. He could belt it out. I didn't get to see it really in this game, so I don't know. Late on a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Are we having fun? We're having fun. We having fun yet? Nope, I'm not having fun. Neither am I. Okay, go. It crossed my mind. I was like, should I just do a 76ers postcast tonight instead of a Phillies postcast? No, I can't do that. Come on, But Alec Bohm continues to have the same problems at the plate. And really, everybody did tonight. It seemed like a lot of guys weren't working counts as per usual. Seemed like a lot of guys were chasing pitches out of the strike zone tonight. CB Buckner being behind the dish tonight, I went into it thinking, well, here he is. I always call him the president of the Human Error Fan Club, CB Buckner, right? He was actually really good tonight, but he was really good, and then he was really bad. When I say he was really good, I mean he was at least consistent in balls that he was calling strikes, and strikes that he was calling balls. The one outlier was the pitch that Aaron Nola benefited greatly from in that bases loaded situation when he was facing Walker in the 5th inning. Second and third, nobody out. He's able to strike out Walker on a pitch that was well outside. Now, CB Buckner had been calling that outside pitch a strike for the most part tonight. However, this pitch was at least 2 baseballs more outside than the others, and Walker went down looking at that pitch, so he gets the first out of the inning that way. They had already done some damage with an RBI double by Pozo, who had himself a hell of a game tonight. They were up 1-0, and then Burleson steps up there and draws the walk when Aaron Nola missed on a knuckle curve on a 3-1 count to walk in the second run of the ballgame. So obviously Aaron Nola is going to be my number 3 thing here in 3 big things. Number 1, Rob Thomson and the new lineup. Good try, Rob. Didn't work tonight. Number 2, I'm going to look at Alec Bohm, again, reverting back to a lot of the same stuff. And actually, one more thing on Alec Bohm while I'm talking about it. Early in the game today, when he came up in the second inning, he took a couple of pitches, got to a full count, and ended up striking out, looking at a fastball that was not down and in as to say it was a ball, but it was down and in the hit zone, and he just took it. And he sat down looking. That was that. Maybe that's where we got the thumbnail picture from. I don't know. Then later in the game, he has that unfortunate instance where he just is late on that scorcher of a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. You know what I mean? Actually, compared to Nola tonight, the 92-mile-per-hour fastball is pretty good. So Bohm is number 2, and then number 3, Aaron Nola. 5 innings, 2 runs. Bottom line, 0 for 3 to start out his 2025 campaign. That's no good. How he lost his slot in that 5th inning, troublesome. And he wasn't great in the early goings of this game. Early goings of this game, you look at the second inning, he starts out back-to-back singles. Then he strikes out Scott, and then Segase is able to strike out, both with fastballs. He gets Pozo to pop out to second base. He gets out of that jam. Third inning, Nootbaar steps up. He's on third with nobody out after Rafael Marchand air-mailed that throw into center field. He all of a sudden finds himself on third base with nobody out. He gets Walker to line out to right field. Good play by Nick Castellanos. Donovan then fouls out to Trea Turner, who is making a long run from shortstop to make a good sliding grab to pop up and make sure that Nootbaar doesn't reach or doesn't advance and score on the play. And then Arenado had a 2-pitch at bat that Aaron Nola was able to glove on a little comebacker there, and he gets out of that jam in the third. But really, he was out of magic. He had a 1-2-3 4th inning. I think that was his only 1-2-3 inning of the night. It was 1-2-3 4th inning where he only threw 12 pitches. Then in the 5th inning, he threw 30 pitches. Look, generally speaking, a 2-0 loss, I'm not looking at the pitching going, come on, guys, you need to be better. But there's one guy that you can obviously not have an excuse for when it comes to the 3:40 arrival in St. Louis this morning. There was one guy who wasn't playing last night, and that happened to be the pitcher. If there was ever an instance where Aaron Nola could maybe give you 7 innings and not have the bullpen come in, which, by the way, again, the bullpen tonight, hey, great performance side, but as long as Joe Ross doesn't pitch, we seem to be doing okay here when it comes to the bullpen lately. But all in all, I'm usually not mad at the pitching, but I would expect Aaron Nola to go a little bit long. Not his fault as to why they lost tonight. You had 3 hits as an offense. That's dreadful. And how many? 2 walks. Brandon Marsh worked a walk and Bryce Harper worked a walk. Yeah, that's it. That's it. 5 base runners. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. I don't know what the lineup's going to look like tomorrow. Excuse me. But can't be much worse than it was today. Well, you can get no hit and shut out. That's another thing that can happen. One thing I do want to ask you, and you can hit me up in the comments with this as well. What do you want to see from this Phillies lineup? Do you want to see them roll this same lineup out there tomorrow? I think the obvious thing for a lot of people is Alec Bohm just sitting down for a time. And Mundo Sosa getting to that lineup. Maybe not punish the guy that started out the hottest other than Kyle Schwarber. Maybe not punish that guy and have him out of the lineup. Maybe leave him in there. Maybe he gets an opportunity. Also, he wasn't playing a whole hell of a lot in Atlanta. So maybe you get him out there a little bit more fresh. Seemed to not be the right call there. though, for today, for Rob Thomson to go with the new lineup. When we come back, we'll give you our player of the game, what you'll be talking about tomorrow, and the turning point of this one. I think all those things are pretty obvious. That's when we return, and we'll also read your comments. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Back after this. How great is SupplyHouse.com? Check out what they have to offer at SupplyHouse.com. Get the supplies you need from the site made with the skilled trades and for the skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're plumbing, HVAC, electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources with the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for the trade professionals looking for that extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order at supplyhouse.com. That's supplyhouse.com. Let's jump right into it.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Do hate doing this. With every fiber of my being, I hate doing this, but Andre Pallante today was fantastic against the Phillies. Went into the seventh inning. Started the seventh inning, he was at 85 pitches. He needed 8 pitches to get through that seventh inning. Sat down Nick Castellanos on a ground out to short. Sat down Max Kepler on a ground out to first. And then, what do you know? Alec Bohm grounded out to shortstop. Real quick inning. 8 pitches. 8 pitches. I don't know if it was just me, but I really got the sense that as the game went on, the Phillies were just like, get this over with. Let me get a good night's sleep, and then 2:15 start time tomorrow. But that's what it felt like. But yeah, he went out there and was absolutely dominant tonight against the Phils. In total, the numbers that he put up tonight were pretty impressive. 93 pitches is what he had against the Phillies today through 7 innings, just 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So certainly had the Phillies off beat tonight.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
If you're into excuses, the game was lost when the Phillies arrived at 3:40 this morning. Being that we don't really do the excuse thing on this program, I would say the 5th inning was the turning point of this game. You tried to force a turning point, at least for this Phillies lineup, and shuffling things a little bit. And I love Bryson Stott hitting atop the order. Let's keep that going. I would love to see that pan out. But if it doesn't, then I guess you got to go with the guy that when he leads off, you tend to win a lot of baseball games, and that's Kyle Schwarber. But as for now, I'm very curious to see whether or not Rob Thomson keeps this lineup exactly the same with one little change. Well, I guess it would be a big change with Alec Bohm sitting on the bench. That's what I'll be looking at tonight. But the 5th inning for me tonight was the major turning point. That's when Aaron Nola, unfortunately, lost that arm slot, and just they were able to take advantage of every single mistake that he made. And that was with the benefit of that phantom strike call, called strike 3 on Walker to help him through that frame at least just a little bit. But the Phillies obviously had their struggles, and especially in the 9th inning, they actually get a runner on third. But again, nothing doing for the Phillies in that situation. You hate to see it, in all honesty. And this is what makes us bang our heads against the wall, similar to last night when we watch an offense struggle as much as they were struggling. Last night, Phillies 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Today, Phillies 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So, yeah, we'll do the math. 0 for 15. 0 for the last 15 with runners in scoring position. Not ideal.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Alec Bohm. You're going to be talking about Alec Bohm tomorrow. When you're talking about this game, you're not just going to be talking about, 2-0. You're what did Bohm do again? Another 0 for Bohm? Yeah, another 0 for Bohm. That's the way it went. Brandon Marsh, by the way, 0 for his last 21. That's not great either. Are we just going to eventually figure it out that Brandon Marsh ain't the guy? Because, look, Johan Rojas didn't do himself any favors in Atlanta with letting that ball bounce off his ball near his big toe. Didn't do himself any favors. Didn't do the Phillies any favors either. Brandon Marsh was the guy that the Phillies said at the end of spring training, hey, we're giving you, hey, it's your job. You're going to have the opportunity to bat against lefties. Go show you can hit against lefties. You'll be an everyday center fielder. Well, over his last 21, that ain't really doing it. Brandon Marsh now 125 on the season. Alec Bohm, 151 on the young season. Marsh has an on-base percentage of 263 compared to Alec Bohm at 167. And the horror that this guy was batting as your cleanup hitter for the vast majority of the season. The absolute horror. The 0-for-3 night with one walk for Bryce Harper drops his average down to 250. He does have a 390 on-base percentage. But again, at that spot of the order, you want runs to happen. Let's get into the chat check and see how you wonderful people are doing on this fine evening. Other than the Phillies, T-Mac just said they had one run in the last 17 innings. This offense is pathetic. Rage mode initiated, says Evelyn. Why are Bohm and Marsh still in the lineup? Gah! I like that gah at the end of that, Evelyn. I don't know. I wish I knew, but I don't know. Phil's one, speechless. Yeah, hold on. There's one more. Actually, Evelyn, you just reminded me of this. I took some notes on this. Hold on a second. Bohm 0 for his last 14 coming in tonight, now 0 for 17. Marsh now 0 for 21. Coming into tonight, Bohm was 3 for his last 31. He's now 3 for his last 34. Not great. One run last 17 innings. Fourth time this season the Phillies have scored 2 or fewer runs in a game. All those are losses, a go figure. And first time they get back-to-back losses on the season, as well as the first time they get shut out on the year. We're all having fun. Star Wars, great point. Where's the fighting? There's no fighting in the fighting Phils right now. 0-3 Nola. Terrible. Ari. We were tweeting back and forth through the game. Ari, Cardinals fan. A historic franchise. No hate for the Cardinals. Obviously, I don't mind the results. There you go. But I think it's crap when teams have to play a game after landing at 4 a.m. There are no excuses on this program, Ari. Don't you give me that excuse. Don't you do that to me. Don't you put that evil on me. No excuses for this ball club. Pat Ryan, Nolan lost some velocity. Well, lost velocity? Did he ever have it? Like in the first inning, the TV radar gun had him at 93 miles per hour. The ESPN play-by-play radar gun, I guess, had him at only 92 miles per hour. But it was a hell of a pitch that he actually made. Who did he get on that? Wasn't Newbar? Was it Donovan? I think it was a 3-2 fastball that he threw to Donovan. Got him to chase. No, it was a changeup. It was a 3-2 changeup that he threw out of the zone. Donovan chased it. Then at the bottom of the second inning, he gets first and second with 2 outs. I mentioned this particular 93 mile per hour fastball to Scott. Scott went up there looking to lay down a bunt. I guess that got the adrenaline up there, a little bit the ire up for Aaron Nola, and he threw a 93 mile per hour fastball, 3-2 fastball, got him the chase on that one, and actually swing and miss, blew it right by him. And then Segeze goes up there, and he strikes out as well on a high fastball. Couldn't hold up on that. But yeah, Nola, other than that, did not have great stuff tonight, did not have great velocity tonight either. Pat Ryan's also saying, got to get more than 3 hits regardless of who they got. Absolutely. Offense was offensive. Crazy. I'm with you. All right. Okay. So obviously you guys are commenting throughout the show, and then I read it, of course, at the end of the show. So yeah, Ari backs away slowly. I'm picturing the Homer Simpson meme of you just going back into or GIF of just going back into the hedges there in Springfield. Evelyn, perfect put. Ken, yep, crazy had it perfectly put. The offense was offensive. Graham Francis, what's going on? Not ever seen a team win a game with a 0 on the scoreboard. This is fair. Bats must have been stored in the freezer as they were ice cold today. Yep, I agree. Laugh out loud. This team blows. That's a great comment. Thank you. ROAC 35. Much obliged. Oh, that's true. All right, there you go. Nola's changeup was working a little bit. There you go. How about that? Pat Ryan making the suggestion. Willing to take the risk and let Crawford figure it out in the big leagues at this point. I don't think I'm there. Look, I would love to see it. It's just not going to happen. I would be very much surprised if Dave Dombrowski said with a, depending on who you believe, third or fourth highest payroll in all of Major League Baseball, I'd be very surprised if Dave Dombrowski said, Justin Crawford, you be our savior. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. He's doing great in the minors. But it ain't going to happen. Love to see it happen. It ain't going to happen. I love to see, but by that, I mean, I'd love to see him come up here and be that like one consistent guy. And that's the other thing. People talk about, like, how do you fix this? Well, they shuffled the order and they had their worst offensive performance of the season. Look, here's what I need tomorrow. Again, it's a 2:15 start time tomorrow. You got Christopher Sanchez on the hill tomorrow for the Phils. I need to see this offense, and I know that this is asking a lot. I need to see this offense explode. Like, I need a 10-run game. I need a laugher tomorrow. And I always say this guy's name wrong. Miles Mikolas? I don't know. It looks like Mikolas. I don't know. I think he's Greek. Anyway, he gets the start for the Cardinals tomorrow. He's got 2 starts already on the season. He's only logged 8 innings in total. He lost just 2 2/3 in an 18-7 loss to the Red Sox in his second start of the season. So maybe this will be the one. Did not give up 1 home run, by the way. Gave up 8 earned runs, but did not give up the long ball. Hopefully the Phils get to him, please and thank you. That game's tomorrow. I will be on location tomorrow for the postcast, okay? For those that don't know, I'm also the public address announcer for the Philadelphia Wings lacrosse team. We have a game tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Be there. So I will be actually at the Wells Fargo Center watching the Phillies game, and then somewhere within the Wells Fargo Center, I'll be doing the postcast live from there before I go down and do my responsibilities with the Wings PA announcing. So hopefully the Phillies give us a win tomorrow. Huh? Who's feeling confident? They can tuck themselves in their beds tonight, get a good night's sleep, you know? All right. Anyway, I'll be back with you guys tomorrow regardless. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Connor Thomas has you covered daily with your Locked On Phillies podcast. I got you covered in your postcasts with Locked On Phillies postcast after each and every game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great. Be back with you guys tomorrow. See you.